What's up, everyone? I'm Sydney Goodman, and this is Halo the Series Declassified. Before we start, I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now slowly release it. The last 2 episodes of Halo the Series have been a lot to handle, and we could all use a moment of zen before we dive into this week's show. As always, there are spoilers incoming, and I don't want to ruin the inner peace we all just found, so before you watch another minute of Declassified, go stream Season 2, Episode 5 on Paramount+. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. Welcome back. This week, I'm joined by Bokeem Woodbine, aka Soren066, and Natasha Kolzak, who plays Riz028, to work through our collective emotions in the aftermath of the fall of Reach.
Oh, you got it!
The architect of the fall of Reach is the Arbiter Var Gatna, and since Var is a new addition to Halo lore, you might be wondering what the heck his deal is. To answer that question, here's a look at everything you'd want to know, and maybe some you didn't, about the Arbiter and how he came to life on screen.
They came from explosions and then the Sangheili warriors when they came in, and we thought that was bad until the Arbiter showed up.
Not unlike the Master Chief, the Arbiter is actually a title. And so through Halo canon, there's been a number of different Arbiters. And it's a title often not well earned. It's bestowed upon by the prophets. It's bestowed upon a warrior who is typically successful warrior who has failed. And so getting the Arbiter title is basically your last chance to reclaim your honor, and in doing so, typically it's a suicide mission. The Arbiter, Garvatanai, said with a very poor Sangheili accent, is the Arbiter who represents Prophet's journey and their efforts to get to the Halo, and really is there to help safeguard and also keep an eye on what Makee is doing.
What do you know of the demon?
The Master Chief has been referred to as the demon by the Covenant because he is their most formidable enemy. And so for the Arbiter, there's not just we have to reclaim the artifact, not just we have to find the Halo, but it is a very personal vendetta. And to reclaim his own honor, he commits to killing the Master Chief. And that is his motivation through most of the season.
In this week's episode of Halo the Series, Riz faces some difficult challenges, and I am so happy I get to talk to Natasha Kolzak all about it. Natasha, thanks for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So this is a big episode for your character. She faces important turning points in her story. How did you approach these pivotal moments for your character from an acting perspective?
So this season, obviously, Riz has taken her motion-suppressing pellet out. So she's now feeling things for the first time. I wanted to go back to that time when you're trying to find your place in the world, you're trying to find out who you are, something that you can call your own. And I think for Riz, she calls her pain her own. That's the one thing that she can own.
We lost him. It's just pain. All you can do is carry it.
So the Battle of Reach, I mean, one of the heaviest sequences so far this season. Can you tell me more about working on those intense fight scenes?
Nothing quite prepares you for having projectiles in your face. I think as you're trying to remember lines, the first time that you hear and experience and see all of these explosions going off, that's actually being filmed. That's during a take. It was just so stunning to me that I was harking these orders at the Marines and I completely lost my lines. I just kind of mouthed gibberish. I was like, run, 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 run.
This was, I'm sure, a wonderful experience, but what have been your favorite experiences working on Halo the series over the course of these 2 seasons?
There's so much involved in this show that, you know, as an actor is just such a joy to be able to do. And seeing everything, all the love and effort that is poured into something like this is just a joy to watch. All departments, every department works really hard and long hours to create something that they love and that they're proud of. And I think that's really nice to watch.
Well, Natasha, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for everything that you have brought to the character of Riz.
Oh, thank you.
Ilaria, you're in it?
It's a planet of leftovers. Very little is there, and the people who are there were making things out of what was available to them. So the idea is that their clothing is made from insulated materials that were around. So one of the things was the Illyrian puffer. This is all about keeping people warm in this exposed place, but also creating these sort of strong silhouettes. Here's Kwan's. I loved this. This was made from an actual insulating material that we turned into her Illyrian puffer. So big and so sculptural and so layered. That was a very cool thing to do in that landscape. And the landscape was extraordinary.
In this week's episode of Halo the series, Soren deals with some difficult stuff. And I'm so happy I can sort it all out with the actor behind Soren, Bokeem Woodbine. Hi, Bokeem. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Hey, how you doing?
So this is a big episode for Soren. He faces some important turning points in his and his family's story. How did you approach these pivotal moments from an acting perspective?
Working with Fiona and Tylan makes it easy to imagine what Soren's going through. The focus is always the same for him. And when you work with actors that are as giving and committed as Fiona and Tylan, it makes it easy to be drawn into the moment.
What do you find most appealing about playing Soren 066?
Everything's appealing about playing Soren, you know what I'm saying? I love sci-fi. And so when I got this opportunity, it's literally been like a dream come true. It's not that it's easy to play him, but it's easy to be committed to trying to be honest about who he is. He's a very unique cat.
And in this episode, Soren is reunited with Lara. So can you talk a little bit about their relationship and how it's grown or changed over the last season and a half?
They're very different, but also very similar to one another. We only had a little bit of time to explore that in season 1. And I think in season 2, you'll start to sense what attracts them to each other. They're going through an incredibly challenging time.
You're making friends and enjoying the scenery. We're looking for our son, Soren.
But it also kind of exemplifies and reinforces their synergy. It was an interesting challenge as an actor, but I'm glad I was working with Fiona because she's very unselfish when it comes to her work.
How did you like to spend your downtime while shooting on location?
I love being on location because I can check out different restaurants. It's like, that's my jam now.
And without spoiling anything, what can you tease about the rest of this season?
Let's just say the stakes just keep getting higher. There will be blood. We're definitely gonna go out with a bang, though.
Thank you again so much, Bokeem, for coming by on Declassified.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Vanek's death is a major event for everybody involved.
We're gonna have to learn how to make Halo without you, to be honest.
It's a very grave decision. We have, great affection and for the characters, but it's also a human being that portrays the character.
Killing off a character is so hard because you're also losing a member of your family, right? When it comes from the perspective of our cast.
I don't think you can faithfully tell a story about war without telling the story of what it means to lose and lose people. Even though, Halo's a fictional universe, the intensity of the experience that we want our audience to go for, I think is something that connects to something very real.
His name was Vanek 134. He was a Spartan.
We are in Corda Studio, and we are at a set designed as the FleetCom headquarters. This is where the battle midway through the second season takes place, where we really get, our behinds kicked, if you know what I mean. With a scene like this, It's very important to be mentally tough. So you don't get affected, you do the job. The most important thing for me is the performance, to make it as believable as possible.
1, 2, 3.
Vanek, the character, he is a soldier. Any empathy for him would not come from him. Whatever end he meets is kind of written in stone for him. As a soldier, as a Spartan, right? You want to go out on your shield. It's a lifetime mission that only ends kind of one way, and we all know, you know. At least he does. Halo is just amazing. I'm a fan. I've been a fan for a very long time. Play the games. It's a big deal. It's a great character to play. I gotta say to my fans, I love you. I am you. I see myself in you, and I see you in me. We don't cry, we don't sob, and we go out like soldiers, man. This is what we do. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. What a fantastic character to play.
Thank you for being here for this edition of Halo the Series Declassified. I hope you enjoyed it, and an extra big thank you to Bokeem Woodbine and Natasha Kolzak for a wonderful conversation. I loved it. And next week, I'm talking to two fierce women, Kate Kennedy, who plays Kai, and Corporal Perez herself, Christina Rodlow, about life in the UNSC and more. Speaking of next week, I've got an exclusive preview of episode 6 of Halo the Series, coming in 7 days to Paramount+. Check it out, and I'll see you next time on Declassified.
A ship penetrated our airspace less than an hour ago. One of our agents is convinced he saw the largest human he'd ever seen.
He's alive.
It's not possible. They're still making Spartans.
We need to touch the artifact.
I don't know where it is.
Why is he attacking UNSC soldiers?
I don't know.
You're too late.